Once again, we like to say welcome to all of you guys who are watching this video here. My name is Ernest. I'm one of the team members here at the Profit Room. What we do at the Profit Room, we teach people how to be independent professional traders. That means that we teach you the skills to learn how to depend on yourself. More importantly, how you can gain confidence and be an independent professional trader, no matter what market you're trading, whether it's stocks, options, futures, Forex. If it has a chart, we can teach you how to trade it. And our whole goal in the Profit Room, even though we believe in long-term investing and trading, our whole goal is to create freedom traders. So what does freedom traders mean? That means you have the skill, you have the ability to be able to trade and invest on your own, right? No matter how much money that you're looking to make or amount of income, you have the freedom, right? You can't trade time, right? So if you could trade the market and get that time back. So let me give you an example. On average, say if you make $200, $300 a day at your 9 to 5, right? And you're working 5 days a week, and that takes about 40 hours, right? If you can make that money in minutes or hours, right? You have that freedom, you have that time back. And that's our whole goal. It's not that we're not interested in long term. We do focus on long term, but we want to show you the skills so you can get your time back, right? Life is short nowadays. Dealing with COVID, dealing with cancer, dealing with diabetes. There's so many things that happen in the world. So why spend the most of your time earning money throughout the time when you can gain that freedom, right? And do whatever you want. So that being said, we want to talk to Mr. Kevin Cannon here. Mr. Kevin Cannon is one of our future students. So in the Profit Room, we have multiple students that trade multiple markets. And the futures market is a very, very unique market, very advanced market, very fast market. And not a lot of people trade the futures market. We hear now a lot of people are focusing on options, right? Because that's hot, right? When you move into the futures market, it's a totally different ball game. You're dealing with a global market. You're dealing with some major players. You're dealing with a lot of commodities. I really like the futures market because you expand yourself mentally and financially because you're involved with world economics, whether it's soybean, pork bellies, cattle, sugar, coffee. It affects the global market. And once you step into that market, you see a lot how the world works, how really the economy works. So Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are. Welcome here to the Profit Room.
Awesome, appreciate it. Yeah, Kevin Cannon, from North Carolina. Just turned 38.
All right, there you go.
On the 13th. Work in the healthcare industry, do reporting type things, data analysis, things like that. And that's basically it, man. You're a regular person,
Just a regular guy, right? That's it. Just trying to make it every day.
That's it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So what got you into wanting to learn how to trade just in general or the financial markets? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So honestly, it wasn't even anything. It wasn't specific to trading. It was just, probably like anybody else, you get up 9 to 5 every day. And then eventually you start, calculating the time and money and realize, well, I need to be making more money. What I have is it's not going to get it. Like I said, I'm a regular person working, put money in a 401k, but really don't watch it, had a chance to actually look at it. And, again, you start doing the math and you're like, man, trying to retire early is going to be hard, with the kind of money you're making and things like that. And then, just looking around for it, trying to acquire extra money, it's going to require your time. Try to go get another job. That's more hours I'm going to have to work that you may not actually have. So I was really looking for something that kind of what you said at the top. What can I do to make money and it takes less energy. It doesn't take me 8 hours in a day to get a paycheck. What can I do that I can do with my extra time, some spare time, maybe 30 minutes here, an hour here, that'll help me earn a little extra income that'll kind of help me achieve some of the goals I want to. So that's kind of what my thought process was. And then I just happened to be up. I remember like it was yesterday, just happened to be up, going through Facebook, and I just came across the Profit Room, and I saw a lot of your posts, Latoya's posts, And I think the first one I saw, it was like a video of you trading and you made like $1,200 in like a minute. And I was like, that's crazy. That can't be real. So I watched all the videos. And then once I started, actually, digging deeper into the videos and what you were talking about, that's when I kind of was like, man, I want to see what this trading is all about.
Okay, that's cool. So you're looking at it, you did your research, which is great for everybody, right? Because sometimes when you watch videos and you see stuff, especially when it's brand new to you, you're like, man, that can't be real. That's not real. Like, come on, you're not actually doing that, blase, blase.
Right.
But, and I get that too. When I used to watch stuff where people were like real estate or anything like that, man, you're not flipping properties like that. You're
Right.
not. But once you dig deeper and you see, oh man, there's people really actually doing it like that out there. So that's good that you actually did the research first. So all right, what else you want to say? I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh no, I mean definitely, yeah, I definitely did the research. Looked around, just looked up investing and everything, and like I said, and kind of what drew me to you all was, in your videos, the way you kind of explained it. I know when I first started looking around, a lot of people have videos out there, but some I came across, it came across as some of them were just trying to show how intelligent they were in the market, and they were saying a lot of stuff. As a beginner, I have no idea what you're talking about, and that kind of drew me off. I didn't really want to deal with that because it was, it sounded hard. With y'all videos, it was real. You all really broke even the videos, the free videos y'all put out there. You break stuff down, and you emphasize that it's not hard. It's something that even beginners can do, and that kind of is what kept me there, because you made it seem real, like it was something you didn't have to have any experience at all. And you put in the time, you learn it, and you can do the same exact thing. So that's all I wanted to add.
All right. So now you took that leap and you decided to take the course. So how did you feel about the course and things like that? Being an absolute newbie, did you know anything about candlesticks, technicals, futures, anything like that?
No, I knew nothing. And when I say I'm a complete beginner, and I've seen other videos, and some people, they say they're beginners, but they have a little bit of experience. I literally had none. Like I said, the most experience I had was, going to my job that I have and filling out all the paperwork, and they said I could add in 2%, 3% to my 401k, and I did it just because I could. Never checked it. I didn't even know what TD Ameritrade was. Couldn't tell you what a ticker was or anything. So for me, I was a complete beginner, and the course was awesome. Of course, it was self-driven outside of the one-on-one meetings we had live, so I could go at my own pace. Everything was broken down. It was in basic terms. You all defined all the terms. The order of how you all did the classes was awesome. You didn't dive right in to everything. How you started off by explaining, what the market even was, the different markets there are, and then going into the specifics behind how to read a chart. It was awesome. And then the live sessions were great. The homework was awesome. I didn't think that was gonna happen, and I loved it because you all didn't just give us a course and go learn it, and then we just talked to you about it. You actually had us reach out to tell you all when we were done with that particular lesson, and then you all would give us homework to do, and after that homework, we would have to submit that to you all, and then when we had our live meetings, you all went over that in details, anything we didn't understand. So it was awesome. It was perfect for a beginner, definitely.
All right, that's cool, man. Yeah, we like to structure everything that way because we find out, just like a kid, you give them the whole cake at once, they're gonna try to eat the whole pie. Like, just give them a little slice, a little bit of slice, a little bit of slice. So what's unique about you, Kevin, a lot of people, like, you jumped into an advanced market right away. You jumped into an advanced market right away. Just before we go any further, tell them how fast futures move. Just let them know how fast. Like, I'm gonna tell you, when people jump the market, because that's a challenge for us with new people. We always want them to do like swing trading, short term, which you can do that with futures. But just tell them a little bit about how fast futures move.
Yeah, so it's incredibly fast. I was shocked at how fast it actually was. And I told one of my friends, some of your videos you post, you'll say in the video you kind of sped it up, but in reality, sometimes it actually looks like that. It's I've seen, even when I was simulated trading, I could literally make or lose $100 in literally seconds. And I'm not, that's literal 30 seconds and you'll see the money shift. So it was incredibly fast. And it was at first, like I said, it was intimidating at first, but once you actually learn like the stuff you all taught, it's not that bad anymore. When you first see it though, it's real. It moves incredibly. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Exactly. So currently now you took the course and you're doing well. What are you actually, so everybody know, what are you actually trading now? What type of futures contracts are you trading?
So based on, how you all taught, which I like, you all didn't teach a specific product. You all taught how to read charts. So because of that, I've traded probably everything. I've traded oil, gold, silver. I've done the cattle. I've done soy, and like I don't even know where you get soy from, where it grows. So I, trade soy, everything, because again, emphasize how you all teach. You don't teach specifics on products. You teach how do I read the chart. And that helped out a lot because I could go anywhere. I didn't even need to know what the product was. I'm looking strictly at the chart and how you all taught. And I'm able to trade, anything that I sit down and look at and study. So,
and that's the beauty behind futures, because once you get to know what you're trading, like you said, some of those markets open up at different times. They move a little bit faster, and like we have some students that just trade natural gas. Some just trade, soybean, lean hog, boom, 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 because you're going to find out what fits your personality, but the fact that you're not handicapped to just one market, you know what I mean? You're able to trade. And along with that, of course, there's other, gems that we teach you in there on how to keep the risk management tight. So far, how do you feel with your comfort level? Are you seeing some signs of success with trading since the course? Did it pay for itself? Let the people know about that.
Yeah, definitely. The course definitely paid for itself. And without getting into too much detail, so after I took the class, of course, I did some practice, some simulated trading, and I went a slightly different route. I'm pretty sure it's not different from some that are in trading. They know. So of course, some people go into trading with their own money, but I wanted to take a different route because I wanted to limit the risk that I'm taking on my own money. So there's ways you can get funded, and people will allow you to trade their own money if you pass a couple of tests that they have. So one thing that I'm actually doing now is I'm actually in the process of getting funded, which I'm actually now $200 away from a $50,000 account. So the over the course of the test that I've taken, I had to make a profit of $6,000. So I'm at 5,800 now. So, and again, it's funny. I laugh, I'm smiling because it just doesn't seem real, but I mean, it's as real as it gets. And, it's because of what you all taught, how you taught it. And also the other things you all teach, like you all teach other things outside of just the charts themselves. Like one big thing is the discipline of it. And I learned that quickly too in the risk management. There were times where I jumped in a little too early and actually got lucky a few times. And that actually hurt me in the long run because I've made, when I first started live trading, I actually made money, but I couldn't tell you how I did it. I got lucky and made a couple $100. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I got it. Next thing I know, downhill because I went away from what you all taught. And one thing, that I implement now heavy is the risk management. I'll trade sometimes and I might only make $50, $60, but I don't lose anything. And I'll do that, maybe a couple times during the week. And it just keeps adding up. But yeah, definitely what you all have done I've already been able to pay for the course. And like I said, I'm, $200 away from someone allowing me to trade with $50,000 that I don't have right now. So
yeah, no, that's great because I have a pro account too. I got funded when they reached out to Latoya, one of the groups, Topstep, right? And
Gotcha.
that's something we're going to start implementing soon in our futures course. So to let everybody know, once he gets funded, he's considered a pro, right? He's considered a pro. Now, the reason why it's not easy to pass these combines. He'll tell you it's not easy. The way they restrict you on the certain amount of days that they make sure you trade almost every day. And that could be a downfall for a trader. They make sure you trade almost every single day. So the more you trade, the more probabilities that you can fail. So you have to adjust that. So the first round, you got to make $3,000, right? 5 to 10 days, right? Then you have to make another $3,000, right? Then they give you the funded account. Everybody say, yeah, I'm a trader, I could pass it. It ain't that easy. It ain't that easy because they restrict you on contracts. Yep. So you see somebody like me, I'm doing like 5, 6 contracts. When I went to it the first time, I said, what do you mean one contract?
One, two
contracts, right? So it's a mental thing and it develops your skill, but that's going to make you a discipline. The fact that you're almost there shows that what you're learning, you're applying in order to get what you want. And I mean, I'm glad to see that. I see the excitement because when you first start in this market, another student of ours, it's like it can be very, very addicting because it moves like boom. Boom. Everybody say, man, that's not like, yo, listen, 3 minutes, you're done. You're out the market like fast. In the blink of an eye. So it's very important where when we show our students the technical side is to maximize that entry, right? Maximize that entry and book those profits. Book those profits real fast. So that's amazing. That's amazing. So far, Kevin, what are you looking forward to in the future with trading and futures and things like that? Are you looking for the big boy account, the 150,000?
Listen, anything I can get, man. I'm definitely trying to, I did this so I can, achieve some goals. Nobody wants to work, a 9 to 5 until, they're 70. And the way, the world's going now, retirement's not coming any sooner for anyone. So you almost have to put yourself in a situation where you have extra money coming in, and it's not taking a lot of your time because a lot of us are working, 10, 12, 14-hour days already. And when you get home, you're not really trying to do anything else. So anything, where I can make, a good amount of money in a short period of time with minimal effort, it's something I always want to do so I can achieve those goals of, possibly getting into real estate, and similar to what you all do. I want to be able to eventually help somebody else because one of the things that I've seen you all talk about in videos, it's not a lot of us that does this. And
that's what I was about to ask you. How many brothers you see trade futures? And when you tell them I trade futures, they be like, what? You mean mask off future? You mean drinking future? Like what? I'll be typing futures in the hashtag. I don't even get it up.
And the funny thing is, man, some of the guys I talked to, and some of them are on the call now, and even family members. I mentioned futures, and they're like, "What is that? What are you even talking about?" So, it's one of the things you all, talk about is, it's not a lot of us doing it. So I like the fact that you all are here doing it, and you teach it in a way that makes sense, and it's not overbearing, and again, I just want to get to that point where I can, help other people, point them, in y'all's direction so they can actually learn this information because I laugh when I talk about this all the time because again, this was foreign to me. Like you couldn't tell me legally that somebody's making $3,000, $5,000 in 5 minutes. That's unheard of. With the people I talk to, it's unheard of. So definitely want to do this to achieve some other financial goals and be able to, potentially walk away from a 9 to 5 and have a little more freedom. And, got 2 kids and a wife. So, the more that I can do so that they don't have to do, that's definitely something I want to get to.
No, that's great, man. That's amazing. So let me ask you this question. Do you feel that you need us in order to continue being successful? Do you think you need us?
So need, no, but want definitely. But yeah, the way you all have taught, the things I've learned, And I'll be honest, so the combine that I'm in, I want to say there, I probably took the 80% of the trades I take are on my own, because I'm also in the futures room that you all have.
Yeah, we trading with it.
Yeah, so almost 80% of the trades I've taken so far have been on my own, and not even on purpose. It's, I think most people jump in the room around 8 o'clock, maybe sometimes a little bit before that. So I'm usually up, around 6:30 sometimes, and I'll see something that I recognize, and I'll get in it. And for me, my goal right now is like $100 to maybe $150, and I'm fine. So a lot of times I'll get that by 6:30. And I'm fine, and I'll just watch the other trades that are going on. But yeah, the way you all have taught, man, it was so thorough that I'm to the point where I definitely could if Profit Room decided to take a break for a while, I could definitely do it on my own and feel comfortable. So, but definitely want to continue with you all, because all the stuff, even in the room that we're in, even when I'm not trading, I'll go back and look at the trades you all have called. And I'll just study those to figure out, why you all took that trade and things like that. So, I mean, it helps. It helps tremendously. But definitely, I've gotten to a place where I could definitely do this on my own if I need to.
Yeah, that's our whole goal. That's the reason I asked you that. It's like, we're not going anywhere. We don't plan on going anywhere like that. But our whole goal is, for people, we always say that we want you to be independent professional traders, right? Like, we always want to build a team. We like people to be around us, especially people like you are grateful. We got a lot of students like that, because we want to be able to build and inspire and motivate people. But at the same time, we don't want people to feel like, hey, I need this person or I need that person. It's like, we want to be around them. You want somebody to be there to assist and help. And that's what we do. But at the end of the day, that's where that confidence comes from, and a lot of people, that's why we're so detailed when we explain, like, even on our regular videos. But when you take the videos in the course, you see how detailed I'm explaining why I got in the trade, why I'm exiting the trade, right? It's very important, because trading and investing is all about confidence. And that's what a lot of people lack, when they start taking courses, because it's not about the glitz and the glamour. Like Kevin just mentioned, like, by 6 o'clock or part in the morning, you done $100, $150. But in a couple of weeks or months, you can see how easily that's going to turn to $600, $700, $800 like that. It happens all the time. Once you have that moderate goal like that, and you start building the confidence, you start scaling up, boom, boom, boom. But the fact that you have the confidence and you didn't know anything about the market, because it's not easy. Even though we laugh and joke, it's not easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy to trade and pull money out the market.
Yeah.
It's not. Go ahead.
No, and I was going to say, and you all do a great job. Again, going back to not only do you all teach the charts, but your risk management. And at first it didn't hit me until you lose money, and then you see the risk management. And all of you, even in the rooms, from you to Latoya, you all talk about risk management, and that's big, especially for beginners, because a lot of the trades, especially if you have a small account, you might not be able to risk losing $200. So, gotcha, so, one thing you all talk about too is, making sure that whatever money you're using, you're okay with losing it. And I, the discipline of it and the temperament to try to trade, because it can get to you losing a lot of money all the time, especially if that's money you need. So you all do a great job of letting everyone know the risks up front and how you can mitigate those risks. And, with me, I'm now to the point where, I might risk only $50 right now, but that doesn't bother me at this point now, because I know going in, like you all taught, there's cases you may lose, but I may lose 50 twice, but then on my third trade, I might, make that 200. But even if I don't, I've still only lost $50 twice, and that's it. Versus when I've lost before and I didn't have that same concept, I've lost, maybe $400 at one time, and that hurt bad. So you all do a great job of not only telling the good side of trading, but also warning everybody, listen, if you go in and you're acting too greedy, you're trying to, be a millionaire overnight, you could lose everything and start to get frustrated. So, you know, again, man, it's you all do an excellent job at breaking everything down.
And Kevin, I'm glad you came and did the interview because we've been trying to get you for a while, man. When did you start? Tell everybody when you started the course.
So I believe I contacted you all maybe mid to late 2019. And and I'm glad I'm telling this because you all set up the courses for, I want to say it's 4 to 6 weeks, I believe it is. And I'm be honest, I started a course and, you know, I took it seriously, but I didn't. You know, we do the lessons, you know, I go over them, you watch the videos, read the stuff. I got it. Let me go look at a few charts. I'm good. Okay, I'll walk away. So I probably took longer than I should have, only because, again, you know, as a beginner, you're looking at this and you kind of want the lottery ticket. You want the money overnight. And you're like, I'm not trying to read all these lessons and stuff. But once I got in, you know, once I actually sat down and you know, kind of disciplined myself, and what helped me with that was you used to do other videos on the treadmill. And I remember you said something about when you were training, your trainer would say, you know, let me get 3 to 4 months of your life and, you know, you'll be good. And I kind of took the same mindset. I'm like, okay, listen, I got to stop wasting time. If I could just, you know, buckle down any extra time I have for the next, you know, month. And I did it just in a month. I said, let's try 1 month, study this stuff and let's see if we can get on it. So I think my lessons were done early 2020. Then I started simulated trading from maybe March to about September. Then I started, like I said, in September, I think I tried to live trade with my own money. It went okay, but it didn't go great. And then just the end of 2020 is when I started the combine around November, December or so. And here I am now. So it's been a journey, but it was one that could have been shorter if I took it more serious from the very beginning, because really ultimately the lessons, like you all say, they're not that long, but a lot of people, you know, get into it and, you know, we take it seriously, but we really don't. And you know, you'll find out quickly if you didn't take it serious or not. So
yeah, and that's one of the things, like that's what I said. If you give me 3 months of your life, you can boom. But you know, life gets in the way, or some people gratification and stuff like that. Because I know I'm having the conversations like, yeah, I'm doing good, but I don't feel great yet. You know, you get people that are overachievers. I get a lot of students that are overachievers where they feel like they have to hit a pinnacle in order to, like, all right, I'm a trader. You know, meanwhile, they making buku money or doing great, but they still don't feel that they at a certain level. But that's good, man, because I like how diverse the different students are. And that's why I like doing these videos, because even though it took you that amount of time, right, you still were consistent with it and you realize you had good quality education. The worst thing a student can do if they don't see results right away, and people do this all the time, they jump from one course to another course to another course. Because I'll get people too, hey, I'm taking it, like, okay, did you finish the course from somebody else, XYZ? No, I said, all right, well, finish their course, see if it's good. Then you come back to us, you know, like that. So that's cool, man. That's cool, because that happens to a lot of people. Life gets in the way, or they just want it now. I always tell people trading is like learning a new language. You know, you buy Rosetta Stone or you buy something to play. You done bought this acoustic guitar and these videos to play. You like, man, put this guitar down, like, you know, because you want to play now. You want to speak fluent now. But once you decided to give up your time, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and honestly, man, with the stuff I've seen, and you know, I've told y'all this before, with the stuff I've seen, the videos that y'all have done, you know, the amount of money that you can make if you know what you're doing, that helped me in my mindset, because now I'm like, okay, you know what, ordinarily, you know, 6 months, a year, that seems like a long time. But, you know, if somebody told me, listen, take a year or 6 months to a year, if you can learn this stuff, you could be making that same type of money within it. Like most people, you know, have to work a long time to see $1,000, you know, in an hour, in a week. You know, that's a lot. So to be able to sit down, discipline, study something, and with if you're really disciplined with it within a short period of time, you could be making this type of money. And the biggest thing is in 5-10 minutes. We're not talking hours. We're talking what could an extra $200 in 5 minutes of your time do. That's amazing for me. So it doesn't have to be that much. So
yeah, it doesn't have that. That's what I tell everybody. That's why all the videos, even on YouTube, I say you see $200, take it. Just take it. Don't even think twice. Just take it, because you're not ready for that.
Yeah,
You're not ready for that, because I tell you, because you'll get in that trade, you'll hit buy, and that thing will go $200-$300, and you start thinking like, is that? Then that trade come right back down. You better just get out. If you ain't ready yet, just get out. Just get out the trade. Because once you start thinking, because you'll see that thing, you be like, hold up, is that $200? And you like, it's only, it's not even a minute. Like, it'll bother you, because you like work for it. You don't feel like you work for it.
And you said that when I first started the lesson, I saw one of your videos, and you said that exact thing. And again, it doesn't. Those words don't hit a beginner until you actually feel it, and then you see it happen, and you're like, and honestly, like I said before, even with the you mentioned feeding the whole cake and not pieces. Like I said early on, when I lucked up and made $400 real quickly, that blew my head up real quick, and I'm like, oh, I did that fast. Oh, let me do that again, and immediately I just lost the $400 that I just made. So it definitely is addicting to see it. But like I said, even though I lost at the same time, crazy part was I wasn't even that upset, because I'm like, man, that actually happened. Even if it was for a split second, I lost it. That actually happened. If I was smarter, I could have kept that and walked away with it. So like I said, even in the losses, it's still encouraging to know I sat down, and in 5 minutes, I just made $200, and it would take somebody else, a full 8-hour day, if not 10, to make that same type of money.
Nah, that's great, man. That's what I'm saying. When you have the right structure and the right mindset, man, you can take trading to whatever level you want. And I always say, I like students like yourself and the others that we have, don't come to trading for the money. Come for it for the freedom. Because once you get the knowledge and the education, you can print whatever you want out of the market. You can make it whatever happen. But if you focus on the market, right, and just all the money, you're going to get too emotional. And like you said before, sometimes you'll freeze, or you get that first $400 quick, that ego starts coming in, and all these other things start happening. And before you know it, boom, you get depressed and stressed, and like, all right, let me go let me do something else. Because a lot of times when you see people achieving and doing certain things and making a lot of money, you got to remember, they put in that work, and they've been very, very diligent behind what they actually doing. And it's not rocket science, man. It's not rocket science.
Definitely, man. And I respect all of you all, man, because I see that now, and you all have enabled a lot of us to skip some of the heartaches, because I couldn't even imagine, with just a little bit I've seen, I couldn't even imagine somebody who's been trading for 10, 20 plus years, the amount of money that you all have probably lost. Just learning, we didn't have things like, there wasn't things like this out there where you could, have these courses and things like that. So, I definitely appreciate you all, because, you're able to have us skip some of the heartache, and you all kind of give us that information, cliff notes up front, so we can kind of, bypass some of the pains you all maybe had to have experienced, over the course of your trading. So.
Yeah, no problem. That's why we try to provide. That's what we're saying. Even like I was telling you, myself, I have a personal trainer, even though I know how to diet, know how to do this. But sometimes when I'm working out with him and he's telling me something, oh, do 2 more of these, do 3 more of these, or they'll just say, hey, have a sweet potato tomorrow. I'm like, what? I don't notice that, but then I'll have a sweet potato tomorrow. All of a sudden I feel like I'm, Rocky, I'm strong, but he noticed something I didn't. You know what I mean? So it's just helping you fast track, because people are going to notice, like we talked about earlier, this past week was very, very choppy. Even in the room, it was very, very choppy. So we had to adjust our trading style. It wasn't like normal, where a lot of breakouts and you have follow through and things
Right.
like that. It was very, very whippy. And but some people, if you're doing it by yourself, sometimes you don't realize that the market shift a little bit. There's a little
Right.
abnormalcy, and those little tidbits, even though you may not think it's, but it could save your account. Because there's a lot of our students that say, "Hey, I ain't trading this week. All right, I'm out. I'm gonna just chill," because you're used to follow
Yeah.
through, and it's not
Yeah.
going to happen. And that's how you
Definitely.
can get. That's how you definitely could get killed.
Gotcha.
And man, I appreciate that, Kevin. Really do appreciate that. So
No problem.
like we said, like we like to do at the Profit Room. We like to interview students like Kevin. We got a lot of other videos on YouTube just to check us out. Our whole goal, no matter what market you're trying to trade, Kevin's an absolute newbie. He picked futures, which is great. Stick with it, man. Stick with it.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
this is a unique market, man. And for somebody that's an absolute newbie, when you're in futures, it's nothing against stocks and options. You know, I love stocks and trading gaps and things like that. But the fact that, you know, you're connected to the global market and you limited with amount of charts you know trade, your technical
Hmm.
analysis is there. Like you, these charts start to becoming your baby. You get to know the personalities and stuff. You said you was trading silver too. Silver is crazy. Silver is
Yeah.
crazy.
And like I said, you know, again, and you all put up a lot of videos, that free videos, that if you know people watch something, you know, there's stuff in there you can pick out. And I just noticed with, you know, certain products, sometimes, you know, two products, sometimes they move the same. So I started to pick up on some things on certain days where, you know, if one product is going up, I noticed that, okay, this one looks like it moves along with the other one. So a lot of times I may trade two at one time, knowing, and it may be small. I may only be
Mhm.
looking for one or two, maybe three ticks, and I'm good. But you know, I'm able. Like I said, it's tough, but you all break it down to where I'm not even, you know, overwhelmed by the product itself, and I'm strictly looking at the technicals, looking at the chart and the moves,
Yeah.
and it's, you know, it helps. So
But that's cool, man. See, we make videos for traders. That's what we're trying to do. A lot of stuff we're gonna switch. A lot of people post videos with commentary, which is great, you know, because a lot of people they'll watch the videos like, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. What is that? But you as a brand newbie, you dig deep and you figured out what I was
definitely,
talking about, right? And then
definitely,
you
definitely,
start seeing the
definitely,
concept behind it, and it takes work. So
yeah,
like at the end of the
it
day, it's
does,
not easy. It takes work. If you want to learn
yeah,
how to trade, you want to be able to have the confidence you can gain that skill. It doesn't take rocket science at all. It doesn't take a lot of capital with futures, and you can able like Kevin's saying he's $200 away. Congratulations for his
I appreciate it.
funded account. You have $50,000 to trade that they'll give to him because he proved that he can be a disciplined trader, right? So that's great, and we'll talk more about that as well. I mean, who's giving out 50,000? If they're going to give you $50,000 to trade, they must
Yeah,
believe in that you know what you're doing, right? Which is great. So, hey
definitely.
man, we're just going to wrap it up. Really do appreciate this. Any last words you want to tell people about trade and
Uh,
investing, the profit room?
Man, definitely. Everybody, you know, needs to definitely at least look into it. It's a life changer, man. And again, um, definitely check out the Profit Room. You know, like I said, one last thing that I really appreciate was when I was looking to join and take a course. When I emailed you all actually you didn't force me into a course. I received a phone call from you, and you actually asked me what my goals were. And I told you what it was. You even went to as far as asking me what kind of capital am I looking to use trading, because that makes it makes a difference in what I'm able to trade. And you all kind of, after telling you all what I was looking to do, that's kind of how we kind of steered towards the future. So definitely, man, I appreciate, you know, how you all approach teaching, how you all deal with all the students, and even the follow-up. So definitely, man, everybody should definitely look into investing in some fashion, and don't hesitate to check out the Profit Room. So
Nah, I appreciate that, Kevin, man. Appreciate that. All right, you guys have a great day. And like we say, as always, get educated, trade safe, and we'll see you at the profit room. Take care, everybody.